Beautiful thing, enjoying this Texas weather. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be out here. I'm glad I made it out here safely. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that the world get it together, man, and just chill with all the BS and all the stuff going out there, man. Reach one, teach one. Just stay out the way, man. Get to it. Let's get to it. I'll get to it, and let's just keep working. Keep working. Let's see what Bree's up to out here in Texas. What you doing? What's this? My sister is always doing something creative. She is the mind of a creative. She's very, very creative. She wants to be an architect. Is that still what you want to do? Huh?
Sure.
You still see, when I was your age, it was a lot of things that I wanted to do that I thought I wanted to do, but like it doesn't really matter when you figure it out. I'm gonna just say that. So don't put a lot of pressure on when you're trying to figure out what you want to do. Or I gotta figure it out before 18. I'm gonna be out in the street. You know what I'm saying? Just focus. I told you things I already told you before. You just focus on things you like to do. Are you noticing anything else that you're more interested in than architect? That's good. That's good. So I'm gonna show you guys something else that she's working on. She just started on this one. What do you call this?
A diamond art.
A diamond art. Wow. What? So I seen this before, but I never really knew where to get them. Where do you get the materials from? You order from Amazon?
Well, this one I ordered off Amazon, but
Okay.
the first one I got from
Nice. It's a Thrasher shirt. Drip. Hey, we put it on over here. We get fly. You know what I'm saying? And we live. But I'm gonna show y'all some other work that she got just like this. Hold on, let me show y'all real quick. We got it in a frame. My mom put it in the frame because it go crazy. She snapped. Y'all tell what it is? That's a stupid glare on it. You know, see? Yeah. It's a flower. But yeah, so out here in Texas, man, just catching a vibe with old Jizzle and Breezy, you know what I'm saying? Two main women in my life, man. My girls. Guide to Living Off the Grid. Got this book probably last month or earlier this month. And I've been reading it, and I want to talk to you guys about it because I feel like this has a lot of useful information, especially in these crazy times where, everybody has to social distance and, do all these things, all the things that are going on. But some things I learned in this book are, I'll just go through the chapters for you guys. I'm not completely done with the book. I'm almost halfway done with it, but basically in the first chapter it was just talking about the reality of living off the grid, and basically just things like don't be too far away from hospitals, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, because even if you know how to patch up a cut or a scar or anything like that, if you get injured, who's gonna be there to help you? So when living off the grid or trying to live just somewhere not that populated, you still gotta live close to a hospital just for you or your family's sake. And one of the major things that are important besides just living off the grid or just, you know, just good living in period is getting out of debt. And it talks about that because when you're living off the grid, you pretty much relying on limited resources. And, you know, I guess you guys can kind of put two and two together why that's so important. But also saying how interest works against you or for you, and creating a budget, sticking to a budget, refocusing your priorities, and off-grid living as an escape hatch. Now, I was also saying that living off the grid is not a good alternative to avoiding any debts you have or any issues with relationships that you have, because you can't really avoid those things, especially financial debts. And, you know, if you owe somebody, pay them back. Don't think about running off on your plug or anything like that, because, you know, you might think you're getting away with stuff like that, but, you know, that type of energy always comes back to you. So, and also it just creates a habit of, you know, something that's not fruitful. And I just don't recommend that. So I recommend, you know, if y'all want to, you know, get away during these crazy times, you know, and kind of take your family, go somewhere kind of low key, make sure you don't own nobody, especially these banks, man, like, because they're not playing with us. The banks, you know, they would try to take our house, you know, like the recession, you know, that was pretty much due to the banks just giving all these loans because they know people can't pay them, just to take more money from the poor who don't got the money in the first place, just to put us more in debt. And like, look, you got to go to work to pay us back, even though we know you had the money in the first place. And the banks just got bailed out by the government. So, you know, infer from that what you want. But yeah, like, you know, it's a lot of good things. But I give this book, Living Off the Grid, I give this book a 5 out of 5, because I'm getting towards the like the end of it, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of started skimming towards the end of the chapters because there was a lot of things in here that I just know I'll never do. But it's also very good to just, you know, hear about them and see, you know, that this is something that we can do in the backyards of our home. Planting a garden, growing our own fruits and vegetables. Because if you haven't already, go watch Feel Rich on Netflix. That's very informative, and really just tells us a lot about why we should be growing our own fruits and vegetables, because we might think we're getting the best nutrients, we're getting all this help and, you know, all these good things in our bodies from, you know what I'm saying, this food that we're buying at our local supermarket stores or whatever. But we've been lied to. We have been lied to. We have been deceived by a lot of packaging. And they alter these things to make them last longer in stores so somebody can buy them. It's just a real slimy game with the food industry. And you wouldn't even think so, because you're looking at a package that got all these beautiful colors, distractions, and, you know, like, you just thinking, oh, this gonna be good for me, you know, because it's appealing to your hierarchy of needs. You know, that's what a lot of businesses do. Tend on your hierarchy of needs. But as far as growing your own garden, that's the chapter I'm on now, and it was just literally just depicting on how to just grow pretty much anything. And I was really surprised how this book kind of gives you like real like breakdown of how to do some of these things. Like, it's telling you the steps, like composting, harvesting, the different type of vegetables you can grow, beans, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. I honestly didn't know you can grow all of these things in your backyard. Lettuce, muskmelon, onions, peas, potatoes, starting an orchard. Like, a lot of these things, like, are just great, and I encourage you guys to just, you know, check this out. I'm gonna start doing more videos like this, you know what I'm saying, review videos on books. Sum this book up, I would just say go look for this book. It might be an audio book on it or something like that, but this has a lot of great information. Another thing to sum up from this book that I thought was interesting is solar powered homes. This is the idea of your home running off the energy from the sun. I'll bring up the facts from the book because I don't exactly remember how it works. Let me see. One second. Power supplies. I'll read a quick, beginning chapter. The basic idea of off-grid living is to be self-sustaining. So no matter what happens in the outside world, you and your family will be fine. This is so important. It says, it has an example of the importance of having your own power source in the ice storm. Is the ice storm that hit Canada in January 1988. Over the course of 6 days, freezing rain covered Ontario, Quebec, and New Brunswick with 3 to 4 inches of ice. The ice coating used electric wires to become brittle and break. The power outage, damn, I can't read that. The power outages lasted for as long as a month. More than 3 million people were without power in Quebec and over 1 million in Eastern Ontario. About 100,000 people went into shelters and school gymnasiums and churches. If you were living in a self-sustaining house with your own power source and heat source, you would not be one of the forced to relocate. As a matter of fact, the grid went down, it would not affect your life at all. So, that's a lot just in itself right there, especially considering what's going on now. It wouldn't be a surprise if something like that was to happen. And it starts off talking about geothermal power. Geo means earth, thermal means heat. And I'm gonna actually break down the process of converting the heat, from the sun. Like, how can the sun power anything? It tells you exactly how. And how thermal heat pump systems use that constant temperature to either heat or cool your home. Using pipes that are buried in the ground near your home, fluid like antifreeze is circulated through the heat pump system. In winter, heat from the warmer ground travels through the heat exchanger of the pump and sends warm air into your home. In summer, the cooler temperatures travel through the heat exchanger and cool the air in your home. Solar power is different. There are 2 different kinds of solar power energy, passive and active. Passive solar energy means you are not using any mechanical devices to harness the energy of the sun. Active solar energy uses mechanical devices in the collection, storage, and distribution of solar energy for your home. Active solar energy works by taking energy from the sun and using solar panels. Converts that energy into electricity. A component called an inverter works with the solar panels to convert the electricity from your panels into AC. This electricity can be used right away or stored in a battery array in your home for future use. Okay. It also says that it may be referred to as PV panels, in short for photovoltaic light powered. A group of PV panels is called an array. Okay. Just talking about a bunch of ways to have power. It says wind power, hydropower. It's a lot of different, basically there's a lot of different ways to power a home. And I'm gonna run down the list of them. So all the ways you can power your supplies is geothermal power, solar power, wood burning, fireplaces, and wood stoves. Now, let me just, help sum this up for you. Using a fireplace is the most inefficient way to heat your home because it's required much more air for the heat in the fireplace, which sucks the air and the gray air that you have in your home and turns into CO2. So, and it will also steal heated air from other parts of your home for combustion. And I'm just glad you guys still rocking with me, still checking out the channel, and appreciate y'all. Love.